everyone, and welcome back to not day 3, but we're on day 4. I did not record any of day 3 because it was all manual labor. It was all ridiculously ungodly hot, and yeah, there was just no way I was going to record all of that business. But I will show you what we did. We have a yard, so it is official here. We have a yard. So let's walk down the hill here. We knocked out this big retaining wall yesterday. The homeowner, my buddy Ben, decided to make the call that we were going to raise that up about 2 feet from where I was originally going to go. So we were actually going to have 2 more courses of block at the bottom there originally, and that was going to make it to where this wasn't so steep. But we've had some issues with the neighbor. He may or may not have contacted the county because apparently this whole area back here, unbeknownst to any of us, is a conservation area and you're not supposed to touch it, which was fine because we're in the backyard. Well, the county just dropped off some paperwork yesterday or the day before that technically you're not supposed to do anything with any of this area here, which is a bit ridiculous. So all that to say, we actually pulled this wall in about 4 feet and we raised it up about 2 feet so that it's not as big, it doesn't look as intimidating. So if someone comes by, hopefully they won't be as upset. But anyway, you can see we've started the top cap here. We've got our drain tile coming out that runs along the back of the wall. It looks nice. It really did turn out nice. Let's go around this side here so we can kind of see it from this angle over here. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time doing this because the mosquitoes are horrible this morning. But here's the wall, and you can see we got a nice little pitch across the yard. It's pitching away from the house and towards us, which is exactly what we wanted. Yeah, it's going to give them a nice usable yard compared to what it was before we started this project. So that being said, I'm getting chewed alive by mosquitoes. So we're going to wrap this up real quick. As you can see, this area of the yard right out in here bleeds out pretty far and it's pretty fat. So I'm going to shave a bunch of that off with the skid steer. I'm going to come up here from the top right in this area and I'm going to dump over the edge. And let me back up so you can actually see what I'm talking about as I walk you through this. And so we're going to dump over the edge and then I'm going to take the mini and swat it around and just kind of make this as an easier transition on the back side of the wall. So that's what we're going to work on this morning. Then we're going to back grade or back blade everything out and grade it nice. And that should be it for grading. And then this afternoon when I have help, we're going to finish out this top cap, which I think will take maybe an hour and a half, just because right along this radius we're going to have a few cuts. That's going to take the most time. The rest of it we'll just lay on there and glue. So I think an hour, hour and a half we ought to have that knocked out, and it will it'll be pretty much there. I've got a little dress up work in here to do. I'm hoping I can get in there angled with the skid and kind of back blade that a little bit, but he's going to do something with that later, so we're not under the porch is not the big concern. It's really everything out here that is the concern of getting it graded and prepped for sod. So that's what we're going to do. So as always, yeah, I'll catch you guys here in the machine where there aren't mosquitoes eating me alive. We'll see you in a minute. All right, we're headed into the backyard. Go clean some stuff up. So like I said, I'm going to start peeling off of this slope here. In fact, we're going to pull a little of this forward. Okay. Love working on extreme slopes. It's always so much fun. Hit our camera here. It's generally preferred. Not quite. Oh well, I'll make another run at it here in a second. I'm gonna peel some of this up though, on our way up. Oh, so we were close. Oh, run, little frog, run! I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a toad. You better run, toad. Run, 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 run. Run, toad, run, run, toad. You're gonna get eaten by a machine. There we go. You've made it. Live well, my friend. This is where I hate residential work. You've just got so much stuff that you're trying not to hit and destroy while you tidy everything up. I got a retention wall on my right side. I got a gutter drain on my left side. It's just a barrel of fun. Always makes it a challenge. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here. Okay, there it is. We're safe, we're safe. I'm gonna spin around here. We're gonna back down the slope now that I got myself a spot carved. And we'll clean up going forward. Okay. So there we go. Everything behind me at this point is all good. And it'll just take a quick dust off. We'll go throw this over here. Hit anything. Woo, easy does it, easy does it. Woo! Alright, we'll go back here and continue carving. We're going to ease over that hinge point a little more this time. I don't really want to flip Rick's machine on its backside. That would not make for a fun phone call. Now I'm going to take a little more of this lip back into the yard here just to ease that transition. Maybe. Trying to blend this a little better here without totally burying over my drain tile. I don't like the way that transition is. That's better. I like it better. Good, not great, as I often say. Okay, that's about as good as it's going to get there. So we'll scoop up our remainder. And now I'm going to back down on this side and try to match the grade I just created on the other side. There's my tree stump. All right. this way and just kind of cut the harshness off of this slope. But first, gotta make sure I'm not gonna drag back over my drain tile back here. Okay. So now I'm just gonna take, you can see that we've got this part of the slope, we've got this part of the slope, and right here at the shoulder, we're just gonna go straight across and try to take a little of that hard edge out of it. And that will blend it a little better. That's what we're shooting for right there. When you're doing this sort of work with a skid steer, it's all about working your angles, because you've only got a flat bucket to work with. We're gonna do the same thing going this, whoop, excuse me. Pardon me while I remember how to operate a skid steer. Let's try not to back off a retaining wall here while we fix our oops. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go this way, because you can see we got a little hump here. So we're just going to blend this hump. So I'm going to start to cut right about here. And I'm going to need to cut a little more than that. Keep adjusting our angle. There we go, it's getting closer. So I think I need to take a little more, starting right about here. Okay, I'm gonna go dump my bucket off. Dress her up a little nicer. So that actually looks pretty dang nice right there. So we're gonna back blade around from this drain tile. Spin around this way. Out here in the woods, we're not going for any sort of precise grading. It's just kind of dust it off and make it look decent, which is exactly what we're going to do. And there's our other wall. Don't want to get too aggressive going backwards here. Alright, I'm going to get out and move these pallets. I'm going to continue to grade. I got a time lapse rolling for you guys, so we're going to stick with the time lapse for now, and I'll catch you guys in the excavator when I start grading over there. See you in a bit. Alright guys, we are in the hoe, as you can see, and I've kind of sort of graded out an area that I can follow down below. The problem is it's going to be hard to see over this edge to get it perfect. So, this is going to get interesting. Give me a little handwork at the bottom, and it is what it is. I'm just trying to rake this around and kind of put a little more gentle slope on everything down here so that it's actually mowable, and he can maintain it. Because right now that is not the case. Love operating in the blind without a spotter. Love it. Especially with a bouncy freaking machine. I'm so irritated with the hydraulics on this machine. So frustrating. Just gonna try to tamp it down a little bit so it doesn't settle quite as terrible. We're supposed to get rain this afternoon, which is why I'm out here totally by myself. Everybody else was occupied this morning with church because it's Sunday morning, and we're supposed to get rain around 2, so the machine's got to go back tomorrow. So I decided to come out here and do as much grading as I can by myself. And then depending on what the weather does, we may do top cap this morning, or I'm sorry, this afternoon. We may save that for another day when it's not raining, depending on what the weather does. So time will tell. Glad I didn't leave that plate compactor in my way. Oop, wrong way, Brian. Let's not drive off the wall here. Oh, I'd be so hot. I'd be so angry. All that work with that heat yesterday, just to screw it all up because I drove off the edge of it. Oh, I'd be so angry. Like, words would not express. I'd just quit. I'd tell him I would pay for him to hire a contractor to come fix it because I'm done. Like, yesterday was ungodly hot. It was 87 degrees, I think, and it's Michigan, so that is accompanied by 4,000% humidity. Just miserable working conditions. So yeah, I'd be upset to say the least if something got screwed up here. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna blend this guy. Thinking I need to get down there and actually pull that up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go pop that up. Give me just a second. Oh. Gotta love all the roots. There's so much garbage in this material we're putting back in here. I wish I could do better, but it is what it is. I only have so much I can work with. Just garbage everywhere. All right, and this is gonna daylight right here. Will you stay? You're not gonna stay, are you? I can tell already you're not gonna stay. Now you will. All right, let's grade a little more, shall we? Oh. All right, so here's where you go nice and easy. We're gonna chase the wall with our tooth and try not to hit the wall. I just gave her a little love nudge. It's not looking too shabby. Now we can take some of this and blend it back. And I've got someone over here to my left, so I'm going to shut the camera off and go have a conversation. All right, everybody, here's the end of the project. And again, I apologize for not doing a ton of filming today, but we did some machine work this morning. My wife showed up with the kids a lot earlier than I anticipated, so that's why I didn't film anymore after using the Mini. But really, after that, there wasn't a whole lot of machine work left other than a few touch-up things. The rest of it has been getting the top cap done. So here's what we are left with. From the dirt clods and everything standpoint, there's a little bit of handwork left. But we have a nice grade on the yard. Not a phenomenal amount has changed from a grade standpoint, but like we talked about this morning, we peeled the fat part out of here, threw it up top and filled our hole. And then we've also got this side of our wall graded off pretty well, so you should be able to get a push mower around it without any big problems. If you get a small enough rider, you could even get a rider through here. But you can see we've got a nice little slope here, a nice little pitch. Oh, there's a nice bee waiting for me, that's good. Anyway, drain tile there coming out is the two gutter drains. They tie together and they will come out here on the hill. And that's what that is. This, just a little hand raking, that'll be all cleaned up. But there's our wall. And you can see that turned out pretty nice. Now they have a usable backyard, which we will flash to the before. And you can compare to what it is now. I mean, this is a very, very usable yard. And that was the goal, give them some usable yard space. So that's gonna do it for this project. As always, I appreciate you guys following along. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below. Criticisms, I'll take them, bring them on. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. I am hot and sweaty because it's like 87 degrees out and 1,000% humidity, because that's how Michigan rolls. I'm gonna go home and take a shower and gear up for the live stream, which if you don't follow my live streams, almost every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, I go live on my main channel, Diesel and Iron. You should come hang out, experience a live stream, hang out with all of us live streamers. It's a good time. So with that being said, I'm off to take a shower and prep for that. We'll catch you guys on the next project.